Here we have it, guys. Here's our database so far. This has covered everything that we have needed, except two main things. And this was, if you remember, professors and their classes and students and their classes. And in this video, I will be teaching you how to properly make these tables. Okay, but before you even start making a table, I always like to think of the relations. Okay, a professor can teach more than one class, and a class, for this example, is taught by one professor. So that's a one-to-many relationship. And then students can have more than one class, and a class can have more than one student. So that's many-to-many. So the very first thing is, I make a table, and I make another table. And open both of these. One's going to be for professors, and another is going to be for classes. Table 2, let's make that professors. Classes. Now we need an ID. Class ID, int class name. And with college classes, they usually have like a number stating their difficulty or their what they cover. So I'll just put this as class number, which I don't know the technical term for it, but for say English would be like ENG 101, and that's what I mean by that. So I'm not sure what that would be called. Now over in professors, let's edit that. Professor ID. Professors first. And get rid of that. First name, last name. Then for address, I'll have street address, state, city, zip code, phone number. Now all of this stuff could have been added up here for the best friend, but it's fine for now. And then also we will have, what else? Hair color, because that's vitally important. Alright, now we're going to make a table, an intermediary table actually, and this is going to be professors and their classes. First column, class ID, and then professor ID. Make this the type of int, and set them both as the primary key. Alright, we set them both as the primary key because they'll never change. Now you'll think, well, maybe a class will have a different professor, but actually it'd technically be a different class because the ID would change. So for classes, what I'm actually going to do is make a table. Let me open this here, if I can get it open. Edit a new window, and I'm going to make this class subjects. Now that really doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I think that's a cool idea because then you can organize classes by their subject. So class subject ID, class, and then just subject name. So that'd be like English, writing, science, whatever really, it doesn't really matter. And then over here in classes, we're going to edit this, and we're going to add a column, which will be class subject ID, and this will be a foreign key, of course. Set that to int, and then over in foreign keys, class subject ID reference table. This will go to the class subjects, just like that. So the column class subject ID is connected to the column class subject ID in this table. Now this makes it a little more easier to differentiate classes of the same thing. As in, if a class called English, just broad title English, first was taught by Mr. Doolittle and then changed to Mr. Smith. Well, that's how you can differentiate them, by their class ID, and they'll also both be in the class subject, which that sucked. Okay, so now we're going to connect these over in foreign keys, class ID which goes to classes. Call them class. Class. Then another one, professors. Oops, I forgot my ID. Professors, professors, professors. Call them professors. Reference column professors. Boom! Just like that.